Hi, it's Edward, back with another video. Please take a moment to click the thumbs up button below and consider subscribing to the channel. Please also share this video via social media and with your friends via email. Thank you for your support. Today, I read several financial news articles. I've included links to the articles in the description below. I encourage you to read the articles to support the authors and news sources. As a private American citizen, I'd like to report and share my transformative thoughts through commentary regarding small sections of these articles that are of public interest. Will we have another Great Depression? And why does Warren Buffett have a huge cash stockpile right now? Well, I'm going to share some insight into those questions today. I read an article on Yahoo Finance put out by Business Insider and written by Theron Mohammed titled, "Warren Buffett is piling up cash because he sees a storm brewing and can't find bargains, wealth manager says." According to the author, Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway held a record $157 billion in liquid assets like dollars and treasury bills on September 30th. The astonishing sum made up 15% of its $1 trillion of assets at the time, and it's equivalent to 20% of the company's $783 billion market capitalization as of Thursday's close. The author of the article goes on to quote Lee Munson, the president and chief investor of Portfolio Wealth Advisors, as saying, "I think he sees trouble next year, and it means be cautious. He doesn't see any screaming deals." Well, here are my thoughts. Warren Buffett is famous for saying, "Be fearful when others are greedy, and greedy when others are fearful." One possibility is he is being fearful right now, given his massive cash pile. Keep in mind, he hasn't always been right. If he is being fearful when others are greedy, he's probably not going to come out and say that. I'm not saying that's what he's doing at all. Keep in mind, when he talks, what he says could move markets. I can't imagine he would ever want to start a panic, and he probably wants people to stay invested in some of his large stock positions. But what do I know? I'm just some guy on YouTube, and I'm not a billionaire like Warren Buffett. I read some comments beneath this article and found some of them to be interesting. I'll share some of them with you. One commenter said, "What does it mean if the Oracle of Omaha is holding piles of cash? The guy who probably inspired everyone to invest is staying away, sends a dangerous signal." Another commenter said, "Buffett is correct in that the market as a whole is at expensive levels. We have a problem due to excessive debt at all levels. Government plus corporate plus individual, and sooner or later it's going to cost us." Another commenter said, "Funny how experts think they totally know why Buffett is doing something, yet very few have matched his success over the long term. I trust he has plans for most of that cash that he's not willing to disclose just yet." So what do you think Warren Buffett is doing? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I read another interesting article today on Yahoo Finance put out by Business Insider and written by Anil Varma titled, "The Stock Market is Edging Towards Extremes of Great Depression and Dot-Com Eras." The authors of this article referenced PIMCO managers Aaron Brown, Geraldine Sundstrom, and Emmanuel Serif, who said in a recent research note, "Delving deeper into historical data, we find that in the past century, there have been only a handful of instances when U.S. equities have been more expensive relative to bonds, such as during the Great Depression and the dot-com crash." Well, I wanted to share this information with all of you along with my thoughts. In my opinion, some people might say this could be one reason why Warren Buffett is holding so much cash right now. Or some might suggest these PIMCO managers are reporting this because they have some other motives relating to the fixed income securities that they specialize in selling. I'll share some comments beneath this article. One commenter writes, "Everyone knows we are in an everything bubble. The problem with the bubble is it can stay bubblish for a long time." Another commenter writes, "I heard this negative thing for the last 3 years." Another commenter writes, "Don't believe this. The stock market has not recovered to pre-Biden levels. It still has a ways to go." The last comment I'll share with you comes from an individual who says, "Gambling is fun until it isn't." What do you think about what these PIMCO managers have reported? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. While I've reported some bearish sentiments thus far in this video, I'd like to share some good news with you. I read an article today on CNN.com written by Chris Isidore titled, "Here's Why the Big Three Won't Need to Raise Car Prices to Pay for These Labor Deals." The author of this article cites Ivan Drury, an analyst with Edmunds, who said, "The labor contracts don't mean you go to a dealership and the car costs more money." He goes on to say if wages go up 11%, an overnight change in prices is not realistic. The end result is that for the consumers, the labor cost doesn't mean a lot. Part of the reason is that labor makes up only about 7% of the overall cost of building a car. Raw materials like the steel and aluminum in the bodywork, the rubber in the tires, and the dozens of computer chips that control many aspects of a modern auto have a much greater impact. Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen, some good news. In my opinion, we could possibly see some better deals in the automobile market moving forward. Used vehicle prices are dropping, interest rates are still elevated, and everyday consumers are being impacted by inflation and may be less likely to go out and finance a new or used vehicle, unless they absolutely have to. I, for one, will be happy to see this. It has disgusted me to see people paying over MSRP for new vehicles and paying more for used vehicles than the same model costs new. I feel bad for all of the everyday Americans who are in a negative equity position in their vehicles because they overpaid in the past few years. I am surprised we haven't heard more about auto loan delinquencies and defaults other than in the subprime market. Perhaps that is yet to come. Locally, I've noticed a lot more inventory piling up on vehicle lots recently. Have you seen this in your area? If you work in the auto industry, share your insider perspective in the comment section below. With regard to the auto industry, I read an interesting article today on foxbusiness.com written by Joe Toppy titled, "Amazon to Sell Hyundai Vehicles Online Beginning Next Year." According to the author, Amazon is jumping into car sales and will partner with Hyundai to begin selling the automaker's vehicles online in 2024. The author goes on to say, beginning next year, customers will be able to search on Amazon for available vehicle purchases in their area, including model, trim, and color, before checking out online with their chosen form of payment and financing options, according to Amazon. Ladies and gentlemen, this could be quite the disruptor in the auto industry. I really wonder how all of the Hyundai franchise owners feel about this. I personally would love to see Amazon do this with Toyota. While I like the styling of some Hyundai and Kia vehicles, I have zero interest in ever owning one. I prefer Toyota quality myself. I just feel as though they manufacture a superior product. Back when I sold cars and would attend the dealer-only auto auctions, there were a lot of wholesalers who felt the same way as me. The Toyota used vehicles would sell for a premium when compared to Hyundai and Kia vehicles. Now, I've been out of the game for quite some time, so I don't know if that's still the case today. If you are an auto wholesaler, tell me if this is still the case now. For the rest of you, what do you think about Amazon selling Hyundai vehicles starting next year? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. There are some people who may not be spending as much money with Amazon in the near future. I read an article today on foxbusiness.com written by Daniela Genovese titled, "Student Loan Repayments Hit Holiday Shopping Budgets." According to the author, student loan repayments that resumed last month after a more than 3-year pause are forcing more than half of shoppers to cut back on spending for the holidays. The author references study.com data that revealed 60% of consumers are planning to pull back on spending for Thanksgiving. Even more than that, about 63% said they will spend less during the December holidays. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this may not be a good situation since there are approximately 44 million Americans with student loans, and 70% of GDP in America comes from consumer spending. Well, this could, and I stress could, result in pain for some retailers this holiday season. But you never know. American consumers may use the credit card to keep spending and worry about how to pay off that credit card debt later down the road. Here's the most interesting part of this article. The survey indicated 71% of teachers are even considering other career paths given the financial strain caused by loan repayments. Well, I can certainly understand this. The cost to complete a 4-year college degree in teaching is expensive. It could easily cost someone $80,000 or more when you factor in tuition, room and board, supplies, books, etc. Many teachers start out earning a relatively modest salary, and pay increases are slow and often based on a salary schedule. You may have heard about a teacher in Missouri named Megan Gaither who recently was suspended because of her side hustle on an online platform behind a paywall. She said that she had to supplement her teaching salary because she had $125,000 in student loans. She was earning $47,500 as a teacher. For someone with a family, in my opinion, it could be very difficult to live off of $47,500 per year, at least in some areas around the country. Keep in mind that many teachers often spend their own money for supplies and materials for their classrooms. Do you have friends or family members who are going to cut back on holiday spending because of student loan payments resuming? If so, tell me about it in the comment section below. Do you know teachers who are thinking about quitting and going into a different occupation because of financial strain caused by student loan repayments? If so, tell me about that as well. Please keep in mind that nothing in this video is financial advice or advice of any kind. If you need advice, seek advice from a qualified professional in good standing who puts your interests first and foremost. If you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing to the channel. Please also consider sharing this video via social media or via email with your friends. I want to extend a special thanks to everyone who has subscribed to this channel. I also want to thank all of my channel members. Check out some of the great books that I suggest you consider reading in the description below. I've included Amazon affiliate links to these books. As an Amazon associate, I earn from qualifying purchases. Stay healthy and wealthy. I'll see everyone in the next video.